Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It is Brittany, and in today's video I have another synthetic wig review for you guys. This video is not sponsored, it is brought to you by me. I actually was not gonna review these because I heard so many mixed reviews about it. And I heard those mixed reviews while my wig was being delivered, so I was kind of like, maybe I should just, skip this one, but I got them, so I was like, let me go ahead and do it. So I am going to be reviewing the new Butta Lace wigs from Sensationnel. So I have Butta Lace 1 and 2. I have two colors in the Butta Lace 1 and then just one color to show you guys in Butta Lace 2. So I'm going to go ahead and read you guys what they claim to be featuring with this line. So it says it has virtually undetectable HD lace, blends with most skin tones, ear-to-ear lace with a wide 5-inch deep part. The hairline is pre-plucked with baby hairs, but now that I think about it, I don't remember baby hairs at all, but I'm not usually looking for baby hairs with my wigs because I tend to like a clean hairline. It has a natural density at the hairline, so we are going to see if their claims are true. All right, so here's what Butta Lace 1 looks like on the stock card, and I showed you guys that. So here is the texture, and the texture to me is a yaki texture, and I was assuming it was going to be silky, but in this number 2, it is for sure a light yaki texture. The lace on my complexion actually blends pretty well on my hand, but I'm still going to have to use some lace tint. The parting space does look pre-plucked, as well as the hairline on this one. Oh, and there are the baby hairs. I just didn't notice them because I don't use them like that. And this is a lace part wig. This is not like a 13x4, which is going to make it a lot easier for beginners, I believe. So it is a right side part, 2 combs around the front and a comb in the back and adjustable straps. Now this cap size is actually super big head friendly. Like I had to adjust this wig quite a bit, as well with the Butta Lace 2. So these wigs are definitely big head friendly. So I was just examining the lace and the hairline, and to me, I feel like the hairline did have some pre-plucked action going on. I don't think it looked bad. So, but even with the wigs that I get that do have nice hairlines, I tend to tweeze them anyway. If you watch, a lot of my synthetic frontal videos. So I was like, oh, this is cute. I was feeling it. This is a asymmetrical kind of cut. The left side is longer than the left side. So I switched out my cap to a black cap, and I used my even tinted lace spray in light warm brown, just around the front of the hairline and a little bit in the parting space, to make it match my complexion a little bit better. And most of us are used to doing this by now. Okay, so I did switch to a black cap because the lighter cap was, showing too much through. And the lace tint definitely helped with the lace melting into my complexion. And I'm just going to go ahead and cut the lace off. And I was really impressed. I thought the lace actually did melt pretty well with little to no effort. I just used my spray tint, and I'm just going to go ahead and keep on cutting the hairline. I did receive a ton of shedding from this wig. I'm just going to go ahead and tell you guys, I got shedding a lot from every single wig. I'm not used to shedding this much from a bob. Usually bobs don't shed this bad. But this is what the wig looks like the hairline. And you can wear this glueless for sure. But one of the sides, like where the bang was lifting a bit. So I did enlist the help of my Got2b Glued. And I sprayed a little bit on my eye. Like, you got to be careful and clean that nozzle. But anyway, yeah. So I sprayed a little bit right there. And that was really the only Got2b Glued or adhesive part that I used on this wig, was that area. Just because it was lifting a bit. And then I just, combed it out. And some of my edges by my ear were sticking out because I cut the lace right there. So I just put a little bit of Got2b Glued in the black bottle and gelled my edges right there. And I just always think that looks natural. And, I have to fool with any tabs or anything. And I used a powder that's lighter than what I normally used. I used the Super Stay in 312. And I also used my Maybelline Fit Me pressed powder in 330 Toffee as well, like closer to the front part of the parting space. And the parting space was looking a little bit wide, so I did get some matte black eyeshadow and go around the parting space just to close it up a bit more. That's a trick you can use if your parting space is looking too wide. Yeah, so here's the final look. I gotta say, the black one is fire to me. I didn't have any cap construction issues. The only big issue I had with this wig was that it shed like a beast. Like when I was taking my selfies downstairs, hair all on me. So I think this is really, really pretty though, y'all. Not too many cons. I like the texture of it, the style, the density. The hairline was pretty much pre-plucked for me. The cap size was large and everything. And I feel like this is pretty beginner friendly, besides the fact that you have to tint your lace. My biggest issue with this wig was that it sheds like a beast. So I would give this particular one a 8.75. Like it's almost a 9 because it's not that much wrong with it. So I'm in this group and Shining Star mentioned that this wig looks like Gia from Zuri Sis, and I reviewed that last year and I was like, dang, this wig does look like that. I don't remember this wig, that wig having a pre-plucked hairline. That wig is about $30. This wig is $37. So it's not that much of a price difference, but they both look pretty nice and they're both relatively beginner friendly. Gia is going to be a lot more beginner friendly than this, but both are cute. It just depends on what you're looking for. This is going to have more of a frontal look in my opinion. So it just depends on what you want. You can't go wrong with either one because $37 isn't that bad in comparison to the Bobbi Boss HD lace collection. I think they are more in the $50 range. Even Kiva is that much. So just consider that. All right, so let's move on to Butta Lace Unit 1, but this time in Money Piece Hazel. This is a color, I don't know about the color. It's like a reddish brown color. I'm not 100% sold on it, but it's not ugly at the same time. So this texture is a lot more silky than the number 2. Yeah, so that is like my biggest con with this particular one in this color. It just has like an artificial shine to it, even after spraying dry shampoo on it. So you can use any kind of dry shampoo. I just used the Herbal Essence one. And if you are interested in using that, I'll try to find a link for you guys, an Amazon link, and you can, just purchase through that. So this is what this color looks like. I didn't show you guys the application process because I showed you so much with the number 2. So it is pretty, but the shine does take a lot of points away from it for me. I just prefer a yaki bob, or at least a light yaki bob like the first one. Just like with the first one, I got a lot of shedding. The cap size is large, which is a good thing. And I wore this one glueless. I didn't use any glue or anything with this one. I just tightened the cap and just wore it like that. And I swooped a little something on the side. This is pretty, but it is definitely not my favorite as far as the texture goes, because that's just not something I like with my wigs. So very pretty, but it sheds a lot, and I'm not a fan of the silky texture. So I would give that one a 7.5. And you guys know, once wigs start to get in that 7 range, those aren't wigs I want to keep. So I'm not a huge fan of the Money Piece Hazel, but I can see it working for somebody. It's just the texture just does not work for me. Okay, and lastly, I am going to show you guys Butta Lace Unit 2 in the color Money Piece Caramel. This is another color that I haven't tried before, so I was curious to see what it was. So it's predominantly this chocolate brown color, which is very pretty. And then at the front, it is a ash blonde. So I think that's a very pretty color combo. So here's what the lace looks like. I feel like it melts pretty well. So the wig is oriented in a middle part, has 2 combs around the front, a comb on the back, and adjustable straps with like a mesh cap. So just trying it on, I feel like the lace looks really, really good. So my issue with this particular one is that it is thin. I can do thin if it has like a yackier texture, but this one is for sure silky. I haven't tried it in a number 2 or anything, but as far as this particular color, it feels very silky and thin. So I'm not a big fan of that. So the length on me is about 26 inches, and I'm 6 feet tall. So if you're shorter than me, it is going to be super long because it's long on me. But it is something very beautiful and glamorous about this wig. I did switch it to a side part just to show you guys that you can do that, but I'm not going to be wearing mine as a side part, but it does look pretty cute. So you'll see me kind of looking at the length of the wig because I did see Chandism 101. She cut hers and it looked very beautiful, but I'm not going to be cutting mine. But if you want to see what it looks like cut, definitely watch her video. So I'm just going to be using a hot comb around the roots because it did have some humpiness up there, and with my wigs, I definitely don't like humpiness around the parting space. I want it to be nice and sleek. So I just used my hot comb on a low heat setting, and it got the top part of the wig together. And I didn't use any adhesive on this one as well because as a middle part, you really don't have to do all that. That's the great thing about wearing wigs as a middle part. So with this wig, just like with the other two, it does shed and tangle a lot, like a lot. So I can see why Chandism cut hers. And I saw Shanice Nicole, she cut hers as well, but it's just crazy how much it sheds and tangles, this whole collection. I think the color is beautiful, so that's definitely a pro. I'm not a fan of the texture of it. It's silky. Some silky wigs I don't have a problem with, but this one was just very artificial looking, especially when I went downstairs to take pictures. I was like, I don't know if I'm like crazy about this wig like I thought I would be. Silky texture that I'm not a fan of. So it doesn't look as natural as the number 2 with the Butta Lace Unit 1. And it's thin, so that's a con, and it sheds and tangles. But it does have a very glamorous, gorgeous look. I know you guys see that. And the hairline melts. Like, it took no effort to melt this except for putting the lace tint, and that's about it. And I adjusted my straps just so I could wear it glueless, and boom. And just putting the hot comb at the root, and it was fine. So I think that one is a solid 8. Like, I think I could make that one work and like I not hate it because it has so much potential to it. But I just want, a wig doesn't have to be niche as far as texture. It does not have to be that coarse or that textured. I just want it to be a light yaki like the Butta Lace Unit 1 in that number 2 color, because I think that's a perfect texture. But the other two I tried in the colors, they were so silky. So I think it might just be it depends on the color you get. It was a lot of inconsistencies in this collection from the other reviews I watched and everything. But I do enjoy hearing people say different things about wigs and not just regurgitating something else somebody else said. So I appreciate all the different kinds of feedback from everybody. So I think with the Butta Lace Unit 2, I would give it a solid 8. I do think it has potential to be better, but I'm just not a fan of the silky texture, the shedding, or the tangling. So just tell me down below which wig from this collection is your favorite, which color, what have you tried already? Are you going to skip this collection? Just sound off below. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to this premiere, and be sure to like this video and subscribe and turn on all your notifications so you'll be notified every time I do another upload. I actually do have a wig sale tonight, May 3rd, Sunday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on my Big Cartel website. None of these wigs are going to be in it. Some of them might be in my next one, but not tonight's wig sale. If you're interested in that, go ahead and watch my wig sale informational video with all the details. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.